Hello there, everybody. Jason here with another Bad Batch Season 2 review. Today, I'll be talking about episodes 7 and 8 titled The Clone Conspiracy and Truth and Consequences. Now, if you haven't seen these episodes yet, I will be talking spoilers, so stop the video, head over to Disney Plus, check them out, then you can come on back and we can talk about it. But now that we're past the spoiler warning, let's go ahead and dive in, shall we? Now, I really appreciated that they released both of these episodes at the same time instead of split it up between weeks, because while individually these two episodes are very strong, they're stronger together and feel more complete. Now, I'm not going to do a full-on summary of these two episodes, but I will be talking some major points that I really thought were interesting. One of the big things about this episode is that we finally get the answer to what exactly happened to the clones. How were they completely phased out? What led to the rise of conscripted troopers that we know, the stormtroopers, the Imperial stormtroopers that we know. And it all goes back to what happened on Kamino. Kamino was an excuse using this severe windstorm to say that Tipoca City, Kamino, had been completely destroyed so that they could use it as an excuse to charter conscripted soldiers versus just finding another cloning facility. I really liked them bringing Senator Chuchi into this. She was one of my favorite characters in the Clone Wars. I was so afraid she was going to die in episode 1 and in parts of episode 2, but I was really happy to see that she made it to the end, at least this round. Anything goes with characters that don't appear in movies. But she was always one of those that was a voice for the downtrodden, who stood up for people who really didn't have any rights of their own. And so it would make sense that she would be heralding this bid to keep clones well taken care of and treated like real citizens instead of like second-class citizens like they have been, or non-citizens like they have been. Now, going in specifically to episode 8, it's interesting to see things from Omega's perspective. She really is the window for the audience. So having her go around with Senator Chuchi really helped kind of establish certain things that, members of the audience may not know. Either you're coming into it with fresh eyes, or there's just some information that hasn't really been in the mainstream, that's only been revealed in like books and video games and things like that. Not a lot of people read the books, but there is some pretty valuable information in there. Seeing Omega interact with Senator Chuchi was a highlight for me. And I was really tense when Admiral Rampart had that conversation with her in the hallway, because I was almost certain that he was going to notice Omega, but it just further adds to the fact that Admiral Rampart really doesn't care about the nuts and bolts of how things work. He just cares that the job gets done, and he'll do whatever it takes to get the job done and save his own skin in the process. And speaking to that end, the final nail in the coffin for Admiral Rampart being the release of the footage that revealed the truth, also having Rex and the Bad Batch on a mission again, was really cool. I really liked seeing those guys interacting together again. Anytime I get a chance to see Rex, he was one of my favorite clones, so anytime he comes along, it's always a treat. But getting that information and revealing it to the Senate, you think it's going to bring the whole system crashing down. But what we see is Palpatine at the height of his power. Everybody's still so scared into a frenzy because of what happened during the Clone Wars. They don't know what's going to happen next, and Palpatine has been a clear voice up to this point as to what the future is going to look like. Safety and security for everyone. So when Senator Chuchi, with the help of the Bad Batch, reveals the truth about what Admiral Rampart did to the Imperial Senate, and Palpatine comes out, they play directly into his hands. Because much like the Clone Wars, he created the conditions that made him the Emperor. He created the conditions in this situation that would allow him to get what he wants, which is to have conscripted troopers instead of clone troopers. And he mentioned something in his speech that the clones so blindly followed orders, which has been part of his plan all along, clearly because he came up with the idea for the inhibitor chip that would make them subservient and follow any order after Order 66 was given. And it just shows the cunning and devious manipulation of Palpatine and how he's always one step ahead of everyone. Another thing that I thought was interesting is that it's becoming quite clear that Palpatine is becoming more and more of a recluse, that him coming out into the public eye is becoming a big, big thing. This appears to be the first time in a long time that Palpatine has entered the Senate chamber. And you can tell just by how tense everyone is at his arrival. And of course, throwing Admiral Rampart under the bus was just another way of dealing with him, because he becomes, much like other Imperial commanders, as we saw in Andor, they become too ambitious. And it becomes about their personal vendettas and means instead of the good of the Empire. And Admiral Rampart was starting to become one of those people, so Palpatine had to deal with him really quickly. And it's just another master chess move from the chess master who devised the Clone Wars as this massive chess game. All in all, I really liked these episodes. I thought they were really, really good. I think they're the best 2 episodes of the series so far. Even individually, they were really solid, really good episodes. They gave me serious Andor vibes, and I loved Andor. People are going to call Senate episodes and things like this filler, but these are the nuts and bolts of the Star Wars universe. These are what made, all those wars and all those battles possible, because it's all about the strategy and meticulous manipulations of Palpatine behind the scenes. So overall, I'm going to give both episodes together a 5 out of 5. If I had to rate them individually, I'd probably say 4.5 out of 5, but altogether, I'd say 5 out of 5. But that's just my opinion. Let me know what you thought of the Bad Batch Season 2 episodes, The Clone Conspiracy, and Truth and Consequences down in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Do you agree? Do you disagree? If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to click that like button. If you want to see more videos, don't forget to subscribe. Click the notification bell. You can get updates on all my future videos. You can also head to my Facebook page, where I give more updates as to delays and YouTube scheduling, and also my videos as well. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And until next time, may the Force be with you. Bye.